Howdy everyone, and welcome to Fable's First Ride. We're going to get started here with a little blooper.
More are on the best 2024 top 100 hits. Listen on Spotify.
That got hot.
So this is Fable. In case you missed it, she's my Mustang Magic horse for the competition coming up in January. I've had her a little bit over a month, although I was gone for a little bit of that for the Mustang Classic. So she's had about a month's worth of training, and I felt she was ready for her first ride, and I brought her down to my buddy Jared to do the honors. He's a trainer based in Weatherford. His business is called J. Diddy's Horsemanship, and he's really good at putting those first rides on horses. He has a method that really works for him and is successful in getting a horse's confidence up. She's one that's a little bit quirky. She's really smart. Jared and I both agreed that she's really smart and she catches on to things quickly, but she can be a little bit unconfident in some areas. What's funny about her is from a distance, she can be a little bit snorty, a little bit nervous with me, with things like the saddle pad, the saddle. But once you get up close and get on her, she's like, oh, okay, that's all you wanted? This is fine. I've actually put a couple bareback rides on her, just walking around, halter, lead rope, bareback. But it was taking a little bit longer than I wanted to, and my friend Jared's really good at getting them going pretty quickly. So I wanted to definitely stay in the race for Mustang Magic and be competitive. I think she was ready to be pushed a little bit more. You can see she had some moments of uncertainty, but if you'll stay tuned, you'll see that this first ride went really, really well. So she was a little claustrophobic, being held by the other horse, the other rider on the other horse, which is why they put her off on her own. But Jared's help is still there to support this ride and help make sure it goes well. She can take her cues from that other horse. You see she got a little bit up there. Jared just kind of lets her go and lets her realize there's not anything she needs to run away from. One of the reasons horses buck is if they feel restricted, they're scared, but they feel like they have nowhere to go. That's when horses will start to go up. So Jared's just taking her out and encouraging her to move and to go. You can see right here, she's already licking and chewing, realizing, oh, I tried it off a little scared, but I came down and I'm okay. And that's what I really love about Fable. She can get up. Sometimes she can get sort of scared, but she always comes down pretty quickly, and she's a pretty logical thinker. Right now, she came over to the water buckets because she was like, okay, yeah, this isn't scary anymore. I'm actually kind of thirsty. I kind of want to take a water break. And I can already tell at this point, like, she's okay. She's good. She's going to be just fine. So Jared feels that too, I think. So he takes his split rein here and he's like, all right, let's start moving a little bit more. So he starts asking with the leg, and then he's going to pretty quickly reinforce with that rein. Another reason horses might buck if they don't understand what the leg means. You add leg and they're not sure what to do. They start to ball up a little bit and get up instead of going out. So he's reinforcing that leg with that split rein. Say, hey, leg on, that means go. And the reins are loose. She has plenty opportunity to move. He's not too worried about steering her right now. He just wants to get her moving out, thinking forward and realizing forward's okay. And when she leaves that spot she was kind of stuck to, you can see he takes a little break, reassures her, yeah, that's the right thing to do, and then we're gonna move again. And I don't care how fast we're going, we just gotta go. I don't care where we go, we're just gonna move. And you can see that she gets a little bit up, a little bit nervous, but she comes right down. Even when she rolls into that lope, it's not too hurried. It's not too worried about what's going on behind her. She's just like, oh, okay, we need to work now? I guess we're going to work now. And she's free to come down too. You can see he's rewarding too when she comes down back to him, and she's licking and chewing. I lost count of how many times she licked and chewed during this ride. She was having a real good time, overcoming a lot of like, oh, this made me a little nervous, but it's okay. That's what that licking and chewing means. So Jared let her have a little breather there because she was doing well, moving out. Then he's pretty much ready to go again. So again, leg on, that means go. And you can see he didn't have to reinforce her. That means, all right, let's get moving. Here he's asking for the canter, so he does use a little bit of rein. He's like, all right, that was a nice trot. Let's see if we can lope some more. And there she goes. Again, fairly unbothered lope out of her. So she's kicking up a little bit at his split rein, but he's not too worried about that. It's just something she's getting used to. So he's going to swing that around a little bit there. Little trip there, but very pleased that she didn't actually fall on her face or get scared when she lost her footing a little bit. She came right down again. Right now he's getting ready to touch her on the butt. I warned him that she can be a little bit sensitive on the butt. So he started slow, and now he's rubbing her down, saying, hey, this is all right. We can catch our breath. I can rub your butt, touch you all over, and it's all good. See there, she's licking and chewing. Again, that's a sign. It made me a little nervous, but then I got over it. We're okay now. So now he's like, that's pretty good for a first ride. And I said, yeah, that is pretty good, but why don't you lope some a little to the left? So he's like, all right, let's go. Turn her to the left and get her moving. Did a good job there fixing her lead on her own. She doesn't move out and use as much of the arena on the left lead, but that's fine. Coming down off that rein too, very nicely. Another thing as colt starters, we don't want to set them up for failure. So if we think they're not going to come down off those two reins, we won't ask them yet. We'll bend them around, or we'll wait for them to be ready to whoa. And so Jared waited until she was like, okay, I'm relaxed. Then when he picks up on those two reins, she's like, oh yeah, I can stop. And so one of the things that's important is if you feel, oh yeah, they're not going to stop right now, sometimes we just don't ask them, or we'll bend them around if we need to do our emergency stop. But we'll wait until they're ready to come down nice and relaxed, and then we'll pick up on those two reins. We'll end this ride on a nice, positive, relaxing note. He bends her around before he gets down. Because like I said, she's pretty comfortable with him on her, but you can see how he gets down and she kind of shies away. That's just kind of her personality so far. But in my book, that was a great first ride. I'm super thankful to my friend Jared for taking the time to put a great ride on her, and I'm really excited to continuing where he left off and hopefully showing in the Mustang Magic in January with Fable.